Oh hey, nice to see you. Welcome to the first episode of Coffee Shop. If you're new to the channel, this is not really my regular type of content, but the usual videos that I make really take a lot of time to produce, and I decided to make Coffee Shop to make something that's easier to edit in order to get something out for the 19 of you who are subscribed to me. Yeah, kind of small, but I'm hoping to grow, honestly. And I appreciate the ones who are watching my channel. Thank you so much. Anyways, for the first video that I'm doing for Coffee Shop, I decided to do a little short review on each episode of DC Superhero Girl Season 1. Now, I think the question that you all have in your mind is, why? Why would I review this show? And I can assure you, I have a very good and logical reason as to why I'm watching a show basically only made to sell dolls to little girls. And to answer that question, I'm secretly a girl. Also, I just think the show is entertaining and funny, with actual good cast of characters. Oh, and if an episode is split between 1 or 2 parts, I will try to individually rank each part, but I'll still consider it one whole episode. Yeah, it's kind of unfair, but you know, fuck it, it makes the job more easier. Anyways, let's begin! Well, these are the 4 episodes that started it all. And for an introduction to the series, you know, it does its job. The only thing I can say I really enjoy is like the beginning where they establish all the characters. And the montage of them training was also kind of very fun. Really shows their personality traits and their capability as superheroes. Although the whole 4 episodes really do feel kind of dry. And also, wow, yeah, Diana's mother really just came out of nowhere. Like, the whole plot of her disobeying her mother's orders just kind of came out of nowhere. Or maybe I wasn't paying attention. It probably was that. Either way, weird. I did not like that. Moving on though. This one is a really solid episode, continuing off the 4 first episodes. We see Kara in a more sensitive, softer side, and I really love it. Her voice actress is amazing in this, and she's got some really adorable animation to go along with her. Also, bunny water physics. Because why not? And look, another banger episode. We get introduced to Star Sapphire in this episode. She's not only a great villain, she's also a great character. I love how they made her so obsessed with Hal Jordan is. She is really just borderline crazy obsessed with him. And this episode ends in a really nice and emotional way. It's nice to see that Jessica's pacifist ways actually work in this episode and actually end up helping the villain in the end. This is a really nice and strong follow-up. And I think I said everything that I wanted to say about this episode. Garf, take off your clothes.
Bad touch, stranger danger.
Man, you think Mexicans actually would eat that at this place? Probably not, honestly. Anyways, the episode itself is pretty standard. Kind of funny, but nothing really that special. Although I do really like the bank robbers in this. They're funny as hell.
Ooh, Diana, I hate you because you're so pretty and popular and likable, and worst of all, you're from Greece.
12 seconds later.
Oh no, I have been defeated. And I'm sorry for your loss, because, you know, you're Greece. Joking aside, I think the fight scene is probably the best part of this whole episode. Moving on. Alright, this seems like an interesting episode. And it is. She feels like she's not recognized enough. That's honestly kind of cool. Shows a unique and different side to her character. I like it. Also, the fight with Superman was amazing too. I love the petty insults that they throw at each other. Yeah, this episode really it doesn't do much for me. It's kind of cheesy and lame. And the villain, Livewire, I think this is our real first introduction to her character. Yeah, no, she's the most stereotypical bully character. No. Everyone in this episode is just very mean to each other. It's unpleasant and I don't like it. Let's just move on. This episode is kind of mid, honestly. Kind of exactly what I expected from like the shy character episode. The fight with Giganta was actually pretty cool. And Karen does make the episode at least a little bit more interesting.
Nice throw.
Hey look, we actually get an episode with Catwoman. That's actually pretty cool. And this is a Supergirl episode? How are they gonna make that work? Supergirl can easily defeat Catwoman. And that's the interesting part of this episode. Catwoman, with her cunning strategies, is able to outplay Supergirl, a person with even more powers than her. Obviously, in the end, Supergirl wins by actually adapting to her strategy. But it's honestly pretty interesting. I like this episode a lot. Oh look, it's Robin. Great. This piece of shit is such a fucking jerk. I hate him so much. I want him off my screen anytime I see him. For once, I don't want to see his booty up in 3D. Anyways, the rest of the episode with Poison Ivy is just okay. Moving on. A great palate cleanser to the last episode. This is really funny and cute. Diana, this warrior from Themyscira, is in love with Steve Trevor, literally the most milquetoast, bland, and generic white man ever. I also find it funny how the girls were about to kill Steve Trevor, just for a petty issue. Like, literally take him out. I don't think they're actually good guys at this point. A really solid Jessica episode. We see the civilian side of Poison Ivy, Pam Isley. With Jessica, out of the legitimate goodness of her heart, tries to befriend Pam Isley. Although, clearly Pam does not reciprocate her feelings. Pam later turns into Poison Ivy. And after hearing an ancient tree is about to be cut down, she goes over there to protect the tree and try to kill the civilians. Jessica, who is Green Lantern, goes out obviously to stop Poison Ivy. But in the process, accidentally knocks over the tree that Poison Ivy was trying to save. I think what makes this episode really phenomenal is the whole tragic side of Poison Ivy. Obviously, she's still a villain, but you can at least see where she's coming from. And I also like how in this episode, Jessica kind of fails. She really did want to protect this tree, but because of her superhero responsibilities, she couldn't do that. She can't have the best of both worlds. Damn, that's rough, buddy. Can't really hate this episode. I mean, come on, it has Z and Karen in it. How could it go wrong? And, well, it doesn't. It's actually very fun. Not my favorite, but hey, it's good. Also, the best part was when Karen had to slap the shit out of Z.
But I was angry. It was me. This is all my fault. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
I am obligated to say the following. What the dog doing? This is such a fun and good episode. Both Ace and Crypto are really good. And seeing Crypto and Ace work together to defeat the villains this time, oh, so good. So good. God, I love it. Aw, that seems like a cool little cute episode. Babs and Harley are together again. Aw, that's so sweet. There's literally nothing that can go wrong. What? No, no! No, stop, please. How do you ruin this? You had a good idea there, alright? You could have brought in another thing to do, please, no. Besides Harley and Babs' relationship, I think the best part of this, unironically, is when I thought Robin actually did die in this episode. I can only dream. Holy shit, a good damn banger episode right now. Not only is this introduction to some of the greatest characters on the show, but the fighting between each team to prove which one is better than the other is just amazing. Also, I was going to show clips of part 2, but for some reason the website that I've been using to get clips doesn't have it for some reason, even though it's one of the best episodes, but okay, whatever. I guess I'll leave you with this.
How can you not remember me? What? Batgirl is what? I'm a Luigi.
Huh, another part 2 episode? I guess I can't complain that much, honestly. I mean, it's a Harley and Babs episode. It's sort of. The first part of the episode basically consists of just Harley just being a troll and just goofing around, annoying everyone else. The second part features more of the villains that the DC superhero girls usually face. Although this episode does set up a pretty important plot detail that's going to become important later. So I guess it has that going for it. Although it also has this going for it.
Meet Harley Quinn.
Go crazy! Ah, go stupid! Ah, go crazy! Go stupid!
You know, I would be complaining about getting another 2-part episode, but this is the one that really deserves it. This is the first episode ever that features Tatsu, aka Katana, aka the person in the beginning of the episode. And Tatsu's friendship with Diana is so good, it's so well written and developed. And Tatsu opens up about how difficult it is for her to make friends with everyone else. And it feeling like Diana is the only one that can understand what she's going through. Which makes it all the more heartbreaking when Diana finds out that Tatsu is the one going around stealing people's souls. Ultimately ending in a fight where Diana loses her soul and Tatsu reflects upon what she considers justice. This is honestly such a well-written episode, and it can still be funny at times. I honestly don't have much negative to say about this. I guess we should just move on.
Alright, so this a regular ass quarter pounder with.
Yeah, this episode doesn't really do much for me. It's not bad at all, honestly. It's really cute. I love it a lot. It is pretty interesting to see how Z reacted to getting her powers. And man, that ending with the card revealed, it's so emotional and beautiful, and it's just really wholesome. I love it. You know, honestly, I wasn't really feeling this one at first. But this episode does become a lot more funnier as it goes on, with Dexter the cat just being a troll for most of the part. And the reveal that Dexter is actually a Red Lantern. Oh my god, that was actually really cool. Like, bro, that makes sense a lot. Like, I'm not gonna question that. Man, that final joke that they did really got me worried, bro. That was an amazing joke. I swear, like, the beginning part of this episode is just so satisfying. It's very nice to see her being all confident and actually be proud of the person that she is. But obviously, that doesn't last for long because of a mysterious person who is mistaken for Supergirl. They have a pretty epic fight with each other, and they have a pretty cute moment at the end. Other than that, this is a good, serviceable episode. Man, this episode is just providing more shipping fuel between these two. But seriously, the pairing of these two characters is just super fun. Barry, I swear to God, has like the best patience ever. He's a genuinely nice and kind person. I kind of wish we got to spend more time with the alternate timelines of Babs and Flash. That would have been pretty cool to see. But even without that, it's still a really great episode.
Yo! Yo, holy shit, he dead! Oh, he dead for sure!
Psych, Supergirl is a-okay. Other than that, this episode is kind of just below average for me. The part where she turns into Power Girl, okay, I guess. It's only kind of saved by its ending. Either way, just moving on. I don't have much to say about this one. Despite being a weird concept for an episode, yeah, it's just a great excuse to pair up some weird ass combination of characters. Like, you ever imagine a Harley and Kara episode? It's like, yeah, that wouldn't normally happen, but the concept allows it to happen, and allowing for surprisingly good chemistry. Pairing up Z and Oliver automatically just is a slam dunk no matter who you are. They are literally an old married couple, and I refuse to believe otherwise. And every team of character fighting for the last egg. Oh, so fun. Some of the greatest exchanges between characters of all time in this episode. I don't know how it's possible to top the other episode, but this one does. You want to know why? It's Oliver Queen, baby! Oliver Queen, yeah, Oliver Queen, bro. Cinematic icon, Oliver Queen, bro. Oh, and the villain is okay, I guess. Alright, a good two-parter episode. Hell yeah. The opening really does set up Luthor to be the most intimidating antagonist the hero girls have ever faced. Having them team up with Catwoman is an interesting idea for an episode. Although, kind of a strange decision. Like, why would you trust Catwoman? She's a thief, a sneaky one at that, and she's not trustworthy at all. Anyways, they team up to perform a heist in their absolute drip. And after a really bizarre fight with Lex Luthor, and that's putting it mildly, they lose. Also, very interesting in-between animation.
Ass fat, 40-inch hair, yours came in a pack. Camel toe fat, you can see it from the back.
In the second part, Catwoman betrays Lex Luthor. And the fight scene between, like, Luthor's soldiers and Catwoman, that was actually really cool. Unironically, probably one of the best fight scenes in the whole show. Other than that, not much to say. Moving on. Hey look, a nice adventure with friends on a camping trip. That's fun. And guys, look, it's a lake. Nice, right? It's a lake. This episode takes an unexpected turn by turning into a zombie apocalypse episode. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm not knocking it. It's really fun. Also, I like how after the whole zombie apocalypse, they left Hal in the closet because he accidentally got infected. This man is literally trapped in the closet. I'm sure that's not implying anything. This episode, honestly, in my opinion, has probably one of the best villains to ever show up in this cartoon. Deathstroke is such a legitimately intimidating and scary threat. But there's more to this episode than just cool battles with Deathstroke. We get to see Deathstroke's personal life, with him trying to provide the best life for his daughter. Deathstroke is a really entertaining character, even while not trying to murder Babs. He has very little respect for Babs at all. and he's not afraid to show it. And I'll be honest, I love Babs, but that's just so entertaining. I also think it's a really clever decision to have him know that Babs is Batgirl. It just makes him a better threat and a great villain. The whole interaction in the dinner scene really builds up the final battle between these two. It is an amazing episode and a great villain.
A dream hopping episode with Z? Huh, okay. This seems like it could be good. And it is.
Z wakes up to the other girls having nightmares and suspects a nefarious person is behind this. It is kind of interesting to see each character's own insecurities in this episode. I think one of the best scenes is this one where we see Jessica's own insecurity of not feeling good enough and feeling like a failure. And ooh, the part where the villain slides the box holding Z's own fears and insecurities. Ugh, such a malicious and dirty move. Ugh, so good. I really do like this episode a lot. You know, I don't actually have a list of my favorite DC Superhero Girls episodes, but if I did, this probably would be one of them. The beginning is cute and wholesome, shows up the best aspects of Z and Casey finally meeting someone who's really nice to them, which causes Casey to become clingy to Z and genuinely kind of stalkerish, causing Z to lash out and tell Casey that what she's doing is wrong and that she does not like it at all. Which is 100% understandable from Z's perspective, but you can't help but feeling a little bad about Casey. She just wanted to be friends with Z. The episode takes a bit of an unexpected turn by revealing Casey's superpowers, and that is to steal the identity of anyone she sees, ultimately culminating with Casey stealing the identity of other superheroes. And it ends with Casey trying to ignore the advice of learning to love herself. And that ending, oh, you'd think after everything that they gone through, she would have changed, but no, surprisingly not. She hates Z now. Casey could have chose to take in her advice, get another chance, but she didn't. She rejected everything that Z told her, making this such a sad and tragic episode. Really, nothing much more to say. The episode really speaks for itself. Really, it's only a matter of time before Make It Wayne is an actual show on HBO Max. I don't know how the writers did it, but they actually managed to make Robin a tolerable character for me. Not a good one, but a tolerable one at least. I also do really like Raven in this. She's adorable. Overall, it's just a standard episode. Holy shit, they turned Penguin into a predator. The Penguin in this episode is amazing. A slimy and calculating mafia. That's a really cool opening with Karen, honestly. I like the colors used, and the montage and the soundtrack, oh, really good. I honestly did not expect that going into this episode. Anyways, the rest of it turns into a fun car chase between Diana and Catwoman. I like it.
Don't do it, Diana. I thought you were ready, but you're so not ready.
While I wouldn't call League of Shadows Part 1 and 2 the best two-parter episodes, I could probably argue that they're the most memorable and fun episodes. First off, Punk Karen. Interesting. And seeing Ra's al Ghul with this really cool design, I find that really interesting. And the voice actor that they got for Ra's al Ghul is pretty exceptional in his role. He delivers the lines well, and he has a really unique voice that I don't think I ever heard before. Still really good. And oh my god, they gave Ra's al Ghul a villain song? And it's actually good, and the visuals really stand out from the rest of the DC Superhero Girls animation. I really do like the change in art style for this animation segment. The second part mainly consists of Kara being under the control of Ra's al Ghul, with Ra's al Ghul's first action is to destroy what he considers terrible music. Kara turns evil and tries to destroy this boy band called Up Past 8. But dun dun dun, shock, twist of the century. Because it turns out that Hal, Barry, and Garp replace Up Past 8. And what follows is a cool fight with Kara, and the most banger music track I've ever heard in my life. Bro, like, why is this unironically such a good song? I'm not even playing with you, listen to it. And also, is it me or is Hal Jordan really into this? It's probably like the best line in the whole episode. And last thing I'll say, oh my god, Garf actually hitting that high note, that's like Endgame right there. That's like Avengers Endgame level wishes that I wanted. That's it. You can end the series right there and it would have been fine with. So yeah, overall, like separately, they're banger episodes. Together, they're some of the most fun episodes in the whole series, with the most banger soundtrack ever. You know, honestly, I never actually questioned where Diana did live. Apparently, she lives in a tree. This episode mainly consists of trying to find Diana a home, with each girl volunteering to take her in. My personal favorite scene was with Kara's family and her foster parents. This segment alone is probably the funniest thing. I would also say this episode is worth watching simply because of the ending of her actually finding someone to live with. Surprisingly not with one of the 5 girls, but with somebody else who studies ancient Greece, but is also very knowledgeable of Diana's home, Themyscira. It's an unexpected ending, but oh god, it's just adorable and I love it. Hats off to the writers. A Hal Jordan centric episode, oh yeah, and Hal Jordan continues to be funny in this episode. We also see the return of another great character, Carol, still delivering the laughs. I would say more about this episode, but seeing how it's more focused on comedy, it's best just to watch it just to experience for the comedy bits. They're hilarious. Oh wow, we actually got a Bumblebee and Hawkman episode? Took them a while, but god damn it was it worth it. We actually learned a bit about Hawkman and the fact that he's actually a prince, who, along with his lover, get reincarnated thanks to magic, and every time they meet, something bad happens to both of them, causing them both to die, and the cycle continues, with them being reincarnated again. Surprisingly, both of them were able to actually find the girl, but Hawkman has a difficult time trying to talk to her, and often runs away. But in the end, he's actually able to talk to her, and actually score a date with her. But a problem arises when this man comes in and tries to kill Hawkman, and it's revealed that he's hunting down both Hawkman and the girl in order to gain more power. He needs them both to be in love with each other in order to take the energy from their love. And Hawkman ditching the date that he had with the girl, realizing that the best way he can love her is by protecting her from this episode's villain. This episode unironically made me cry. And Jesus, that last scene with the note, oh my god, my heart. Why do you have to make me cry? It's like, great job, writers. You made me cry now, huh? Are you proud of yourselves? You should be. This is amazing. Nothing more to say. Anyways, this episode is, it's okay, I guess. It's just general pet mischief and I can tolerate it. Is it really called Ghoul? Yeah. Okay, this one's just called Ghoul.
You saw that, right?
Are they ghouls? While not at all the best episode, I do think this episode contains one of the best messages a kid can have. And that is, we shouldn't always follow the examples set by an adult figure, as said adult figure might shrug off the responsibilities that they have in life. The conflict here between Diana and her aunt is really good and really goes to hammer in the message that is said in this episode. Nice job, writers. Oh my god, we actually reached the final 2 episodes. It's kind of a weird way to conclude season 1 with a medieval episode, but I mean, hey, it's still entertaining, really. In part 1, it basically consists of setting up the villain Amber.
It's Ember.
I'm sorry, Ember. And it also consists of general medieval mischief, like how these 2 knights simp for Z, which I mean, I would too though, I can't blame them. It is revealed that Ember is actually a dragon, and is looking for princesses to eat. And because Z looks like a princess, she gets kidnapped, setting up for the 2nd episode. And Ember is no pushover, she puts up a really good fight against the DC superhero girls. And man, Ember's final form is super cool. The animation is great. And she gives the DC superhero girls a tough battle to go through, where it seems like they're outmatched by Amber's magic. But thankfully, just in time, Z is able to escape, and Z enchants Diana's sword, ultimately able to deliver the finishing blow. And the DC superhero girls are able to come out victorious, ultimately concluding the end of the episode. Wow, okay, so that was every episode in season 1 for DC superhero girls. You know, I thought this was going to take a lot shorter because I thought I was going to, have very brief thoughts about it, but I did want it to go in depth for some episodes. So yeah, it took out longer than I expected. Hell, it's longer than my typical videos. But it was slightly easier to put together, so I mean, I guess it got that going for it. I suppose this concludes the first episode of Coffee Shop. If you watch DC Superhero Girls, please tell me what your favorite episode in season 1 is. And if you haven't watched DC Superhero Girls but somehow clicked on this video, please go ahead and watch it. I encourage it. The show really needs some viewers, so please go watch it. Anyways, I don't really want to make this video longer than it has to. It's going to be hell to upload. So, bye for now.
No more Mr. Nice Guy, it's time to move on. Fake rappers wanna fuck with me, but no, I'm too strong. Cause I've been in this game for so long that I remember the motherfucking day that you was born.